Dang. So, being a YouTubeologist like I am, highly skilled in the art of YouTubes. Of holy crap. Yes. Dude, are there people here? Alright, hold on, let's turn on the self-driving. The active stop. Is that really Kurt? Kurt24 is anti-misfit. What are you mofos doing up this early? Usually I'm rolling over for the third time, going back to sleep. So, we, meaning me and my car, are doing an epic round trip East Coast, West Coast, East Coast to Florida, man. Stuff. Yeah, so first stop on this journey is probably going to be an hour into the drive or 2 hours into the drive, and I'm going to get breakfast at a service area. And next stop, oh, that mansion is coming out nice. Thank you for raising my home value in this neighborhood. There's one house when I bought into this neighborhood that was $1 million, and I think it's now 2. My house doubled in value, and this is like some baseball player has like a 9-acre property that basically had like a double wide on it, and he's building serious crazy mansion. Oh yeah. Let's get self-driving cooking. Good, self-driving. I will put on the damn readers and damn read. PM, Pima, how are you? I don't know if I'm familiar with you. Sandy said, at work already. Dang! Kurt, how do you work this early and then stay up late and watch like videos like dark going on? That's not so. So, I was going to start the video until I got on the highway, but, you know, here I am. So, let's just roll with it. I did want to discuss my power outage event. Oh, well, there's like a horse, but don't let me over-impress you with where I live. I live on a dirt road in Redneckville. So don't get over-impressed. And my car does not know this is a stop sign. So my wife's car is more advanced technologically, even though it's visually identical. But the system knows when to stop. Paid 40, now worth 340. Whoa! Well, I hope you have zero mortgage on that place, and that's all equity for you. And just like a stock or anything like that, and if you only own one home, which is now my case, you can't eat your house. And it's annoying that flare. Is that annoying? Dude, I turned off my hikers to be kind. If you reciprocated, you would all know one of my hot buttons is reciprocity. Alright, self-drive again, please, car. Thank you. So I am doing the Hank Strange Road Warrior triple play. I am going to visit Hank Strange, Patrick, Babyface P, and Walter Keller. So I don't know what to call that, but it's, yes, the cast of the Hank Strange show all in one day, which is kind of tough. Patrick and Walter are close by. I mean, wait, I did that wrong. Hank and Patrick live nearby each other, you know, like 30, 45 minutes away from each other. Walter is like 2.5 hours away from the rest of the guys. So, yes. So what is going to be accomplished on this mission? Well, we will tell you that in a few minutes. First, I'm going to bore you. I'm going to debrief on the power outage. So let's do that. second to get the car driving. But let's get up to proper cruising speed. Okay. Alright. So, let's talk about my power outage situation. Paid more in taxes than what I paid for. Yeah. Oh, dude. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. Let's drop the heat down a little in the car. What is our outside temperature? 66 degrees. I got it set to, I had it set to 75 in here, now set to 73. Do I execute the double lane change? And the answer is yes. It's raining. Automatic wipers came up. Which means now I have automatically smudged windows. Oh, wrong button. Damn, too many stalks, too many buttons. Alright. So, sorry, I'm just going to be getting on the turnpike here in a moment. And am I going to make it through this light that I normally never make it through? Is the sunroof up? Yeah, the sunroof. Wait, I don't know. If you can see through it, so there's... English is not my forte this morning. Thank you, intersection. Here's one intersection that does it right. We got a blinking left turn yellow signal. Thank you. Oh, I'm just making it through with it all yellow. Oh, and for curve 24. Crowd racer! So here, I'm getting on the turnpike, Florida Turnpike North out of Jupiter. And, they removed the toll booths, so it's all toll by plates. I've got, do I have the sticker still? Yeah, I got the transponder sticker in this car, but they toll by plate anyhow. I think I had a plate, yeah, I've had a plate change on the car. We have vanity plates for the car. My wife wanted the don't tread on me. I'm a little bit more gray man on all this stuff. You know, we got the Donald Trump flag and Israel flag in front of the house, and it's neat because our cars are almost visually identical. This car and my wife's car, and we have sequential license plates, so that's kind of cool. Not planned, just happened. So. Get up to proper sublight speed for transiting entire states. My cops. We're going in the wrong direction. I mean, opposite direction. And yes, we're at proper sublight speed. So, debriefing on the power outage. One, I realized I had a rifle light and a pistol light. I'm going to be ordering 2 more of each. And so Goonbeam, when I talked to him, I'm like, hey, here's my credit card number. Send me what you think is something I need. And so I got the handheld flashlight. I think I got 1 charger. I got a charger with them, which is okay because I have chargers for those batteries. A charger, a rifle light, and a pistol light. I realize I probably should be equipping at least 2 more pistols, 2 more rifles, and just on hand have 2 more of those handheld lights. So I got a cart started with Moonbeam. I think the pistol lights were not available. I might need hands here. Alright, so let's see. Disengage. This does not accelerate as fast as the Genesis would. Alright, yeah, I can't say that. And now we're good. Proper high subsonic speed. So that was the first thing. The other thing is empty magazines don't help you. So have a proper loadout of just it's one thing to have an F ton of firearms, an F ton of ammo, and an F ton of magazines. But if they're not loaded when you need them, and if you're loading them in the dark, you're stupid. Now, I was pretty good about staging the inverter, so I don't have a generator, and I'm leaning more towards, it doesn't have to be Tesla. I'm not a Tesla fanboy. Like a Brand X Powerwall and Brand X solar panels instead of a big propane generator, because I don't have to get propane deliveries then. I got to examine the cost a little bit more. So those are a couple of things. Even though, right now, yesterday I think it was 54 degrees when I got up, and it stayed relatively cool even until noon. I don't think it got past 70 until noon. So, okay. Alright, I saw on the 1320 that they said Florida's proposing a law that you have to go at least 70 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour in the left lane, which would be freaking awesome, because the turnpike's 2 lanes here, and there's a whole column of tractor trailers on the right up ahead, and there's one, they're going 70, the tractor trailer passing the 2 or 3 tractor trailers in the left lanes going 71, which sucks. So yeah, being that I'm up at 5 a.m., I did not watch all of Dark's show last night, and I do like Sabar, and of course we know I like Dark. So all right. The guy's tucking in. Thank you, sir. And then there's another tractor trailer going 71 miles an hour, passing 70 mile an hour tractor trailer ahead of him. All right. Moving on. I've actually had it where I'm in the Genesis coupe, and I don't want to say how fast I'm going, but driving. And I was doing the trip to Orlando, when I was working in Orlando during the week, I would literally be driving, and instead of waiting 3 seconds for me to pass, the tractor trailer would go 71 miles an hour in the left lane and hold me up for 20 or 30 seconds or maybe minutes, I don't know, never timed it. So I don't know if I brought Sabar. I think I got Sabar on John Crump Live, and I think he was always wearing a mask, and he unmasked on John Crump Live. I think that was his first show, and I've talked to Sabar. Sabar's a good guy. Good heart. He shared a lot of what he went through last night, stuff I've known about, and I was like, oh my gosh. I mean, he was a little too he had a lot of crap impacting his life, and it didn't seem like he dealt with it, mourned through the losses that he endured. And we're talking heavy freaking losses. That's crazy stuff. And I think the other thing we all need to realize, Josh, and I gotta credit Black Diamond Guns in here, Josh, for saying, hey, get right with God, get right with Jesus, get Jesus in your life, because you don't know how long you're here. None of us do. And you can get your ticket punched at any time. I've had multiple near-death experiences. I'll tell a scuba diving story. because when we were talking with Val Fennell, I was thinking about this. I didn't think it was appropriate to bring the story up at the time because, hey, we have Val on as a guest, and it's his time to talk and, introduce himself to the crew, our audience, and, pimp his product. And I say that in the most kind and gentle terms, pimping a product. I think it's incredibly valuable what he does, and we're not going to be bringing people on the show that we don't think add value or are reasonable value to our viewers. And I got a left lane loser again. Alright. Oh, I did punch it in. Damn it. I should have configured the car slightly different. I haven't been using the CarPlay Android Auto system in this car. It's an aftermarket system that I put in myself. Actually, I think I still have the videos on the channel. And my wife appears in one of those videos. Alright, dude, you got a gap. Tuck in. Dude, you're killing me. You're killing me. I don't... It's not so bad for me driving pre-dawn, but I do like to drive at night because typically there's less people on the road, but I have a trouble at night staying awake. Alright, dude. Boom. Let's hit it. Get back to that high subsonic cruising speed. Alright, the self-driving system's complaining I'm going too fast. Was that empty? Damn it! Alright. Packing. I can't tell you what I'm packing, can I? I can't. Let's just say I would have a normal transitory loadout. Unless I go live on Rumble. Talk-ish. It's overcast. Alright, so what are the guys saying? Wow, 3 thumbs up, thank you guys. Crowd race. Moonbeam for the win, yes. Great show last night. Cool. Yeah, Dark. I gotta say, in the politest possible way, and I'm not jealous. I'm never jealous in a negative way. If I ever say jealous, I mean admiration, deep admiration. Dark has mad interviewing skills and mad storytelling skills. He's very good at that. Maybe that's why I talk to him all day long. Let's see. I wear my sunglasses at night, but that'll be stuck in my head. And again, I got a left lane loser. Dude! Got a couple of left lane losers. So, yeah, I don't know what my ETA to La Hacienda is. So, okay, let's talk about mission today. The mission today is, I'm going to Lake Gainesville area, which I probably could have drove out last night. Not that it would have made a difference. I've used to think. So my daughter has an apartment in Gainesville. I could have stayed there, but it just meant I would have spread the driving out over more time, as opposed to waking up in my own bedroom and just getting in the car and going. So I didn't make breakfast. I figured, hey, let me get on the road quicker. But doing 72 miles an hour in the left lane behind a tractor trailer. Let's get up on his ass. Hands free. Make him realize he's holding me up. Do I need a CB radio? Breaker, it's flyingRich here. flyingRich. Trying to make some time. Northbound on this Florida Turnpike. Dude, come on, please. You got some clean air. Yeah, he's like totally left lane losing it. And I'm gonna do a double lane change. And the autopilot did not like the speed I was achieving. Johnny 3-Bar, what's up, man? Dude! Lots of guys up early. God bless you, man. I gotta get into a better routine of not staying up late and getting up early, because then you get shit done. And again, so I've been out of work since like the last week in October, and the amount of crap I've gotten done is probably like 3% of what I wanted to do. And I really need to act like I got an 8-hour job and getting stuff done. I did finish putting trim on the back door, but I gotta patch the stucco. There, we got another... Oh, nice! He got out of my way. Car hanging in the left lane. Okay, and we're back. Yeah, so here's the brutal problem. I-95 is 2 lanes, probably the majority of the drive east coast, you know, from New York to Florida. And there's a spot. I don't know how close to Orlando I-95 goes from like 2 lanes to 6 lanes. And some a-hole will be going 70 miles an hour in the far left lane. It's like, dude, really? So, okay, let's see. Let's roll back to mission. I kind of figured I would have stopped by Hank's sooner than today, and for another reason, like, hey, we're all shooting a video together or something like that, because we've been talking about that. So I had an HK VP9 dropped off from PSA. PSA had a sale, so I had it sent to Hank. Hank is actually going out of town today. Not out of town, but locally out of town. And so if I want to get it before Christmas, I got to get it today. The Kellers are going out of town early next week. So the Geisley Super Dookie I got to pick up before that. And I have been sitting on a Setme parts kit, and I'm trading an AUG parts kit and barrel and all that with Patrick, Babyface P, for him to build my Setme. So I will have a serialized chrome vanadium armory. Vanadium? Anyhow. Chrome EV. Setme. And I did want to build that myself. The whole idea is the AUG. So the Stormtrooper AUG that I got from PSA, I think on sale was like $1,400. Oh, why is this car going so slow? I gotta get him on his ass to make him realize he's going slow. Thank you. So, okay, a lot of times building a gun isn't cheaper, or isn't significantly cheaper that it's worth your time. It's really understanding how it works. And now I thoroughly understand how the org works. Not that I didn't understand before, but now I'm like super. There's one part on the org I'm not sure what it does. One part of the trigger pack that I'm not real sure what it does. I think it's like a drop safety. I'm not real sure. Was that somebody now? And do we have another truck in the left lane ahead of me? Dude! Is that a truck? I think that's a truck. So, when you have a build project, a firearm build project, it's pretty cool. It's a neat learning experience on how everything works. And if you're paying attention, it's a pretty damn good education. I have an automotive machining background, so I know the big things that can kill you in the machine shop and how to work them to a degree. Not that I've done that in the last, 20 years, but alright, what we're doing, and self-driving systems mad at my speed. I'm manually driving. So I drove the Genesis Coupe yesterday. I'll tell you that story in a minute. Oh, okay, and so yeah, going by Walter and picking up the guys in my Super Dookie and then returning home. And what are we doing today? Alright, so today, this evening, yeah, I don't think we're doing a John Crump Live. Yeah, we're not doing a John Crump Live today. We're doing a Christmas party tonight at 10 p.m. Alright, dude. We got a pickup truck. Alright, he is going slightly. I should dox myself. Let's not self-dox. Oh, frack. Yeah, I got a left lane loser tractor trailer that's going 71 miles an hour just now to pass somebody going 70. Alright, so this pickup truck that was going like not so fast is now trying to block me. He got pissed because I passed him and is now going like 72 miles an hour. Dude, really? Unbelievable. Little passive active aggressive. Seriously, now is he gonna step on the gas again? Whatever. Oh, alrighty, mate. Good night, sir. And let's see, we'll keep on the self-driving. Okay. So let's see, what else? Alright, Super Duty. Oh, the Genesis. Alright. So I'm on my wife's insurance, and the insurance resets at the beginning of the year. I haven't been to an MD in a stupid long time for a normal checkup kind of thing. So my wife scheduled an appointment. My wife's in the medical field. She does medical risk management. Unlike Crump's wife, who's a doctor. But she scheduled an appointment for me. She put a calendar event on my calendar with the wrong address. And then when I asked her for the phone number, she gave me the wrong phone number. In the hospital directory had the wrong number. So I drove around in circles for a effing hour. So a good chunk of yesterday was flushed down the toilet because I was driving around. So the doctor asked me if I want the flu shot, and I kind of like, he saw me pause and think about it. He's like, you don't trust the government? I'm like, that's right. He's like, neither do I. Good man. I used to kind of be 50-50 about the flu shot. I want to get the shingles vaccine because I know my mom had shingles, and that's a effing bitch. My wife went through a period with some shingles, and I think I want to get the shingles vaccine just to avoid that crap. What do we got going on here? Blue skies, Ridge. I wrote Ridge engaged. Oh man! Sandwich Chef a sandwich. How's it going, man? I don't think I've seen you on my channel before, at least not during a live, which would be the only time I see you on the channel. So thank you for joining. So we are headed to Gainesville, which is like a 3 to 4 hour drive. I might manual drive for a period of time here because I'm in clean air, and it seems a shame to waste all this. Whoa. There was a meat crayon in the road there. I'm not sure what kind of wild animal that was. Wow, I am definitely, alright, yeah, the clean air. Oh, serious? Is the left lane? Yeah, alright, people are moving into the left lane now. Damn it. Oh, that's the Florida move over look. There's somebody on the right with their blinky lights on the curb or shoulder. Alright. Dang. I can see at least a mile ahead of me. Oh, I was going to tell a scuba diving near-death experience. It could have been. Let's just say it had the potential to be a scuba diving near-death experience. And we'll talk about that. And I'm going to kind of link it up to the last John Crump Live with Val Fennell on the show. I actually did. So this is, wow, probably more than 20 years ago. And let's see what the messages say. Okay. You guys are so kind in the chat. Very nice. Greeting everybody. All right. So I used to do a beach dive in Hampton Bays on Long Island, and what bridge was that? What was the name of the bridge? Crap. There was an inlet in the Hamptons, and I was going to say I could look it up on my phone, but I'm, talking, and it's live streaming. Oh, gosh, what was the name? It's the something bridge, and it sounds like Hop Hog something, all of those Long Island Indian names. So there were the Hop Hog Indians, Ronkonkoma Indians. Anyhow, out in the Hamptons. So it was it wasn't a deep dive. I don't think you could get more than 25 or 30 feet on that dive. But it was a little technical because you had to time the tides, and depending on whether tides will change at depending on where the moon is and how close it is to the earth. You can have a tide that has a high tide and a low tide that don't have a lot of difference, or you can have a high tide and a low tide that have a lot of difference. This dive, when the high tide and low tide have a high difference, a larger difference. So the water will come in, it'll flow as the tide goes. So you want to dive at the slack tide. What really happens is the water will stop flowing into the bay. Ponquag Bridge, that's it, Ponquag Bridge. So the tide, as it's getting towards high tide, the water will slow down from flowing in, and then you'll have a slack period, and then it'll flow out. But if it's a large difference between high and low tide, I'm going to e-manual drive here, it's going to like go in and then go out. There's no slack period, so that's kind of unique. A lot of times, so visibility on Long Island, I've never seen it. People tell me you can have 40 to 60 foot visibility there. I have never seen visibility like that at that dive. But other divers that I trust and know would dive that location, Ponquag Bridge in Hampton Bays, and they would tell me on a regular basis, you know, a couple times a month, they would have 40-foot visibility, which it's possible the Gulf Stream is close to the east end of Long Island. You would get Caribbean water and tropical fish, believe it or not. That will die this time of year. Actually, I would dive until this time of year, wetsuit on Long Island, and I would catch tropical fish and give them to people that had aquariums. So, usually spot fin butterflies, they're cool. If you look up what a spot fin butterfly is, let's see, hold on, need a little brain power here, which remind me to talk about concentration, and I'll relate that to aviation and instrument landings. So, I did many things wrong that dive. I got separated from my dive buddy. We're both experienced divers and had a lot of recent dive experience. We knew our way around that location, so it wasn't a big deal. Normally you surface, catch up with your buddy, and continue the dive or end the dive. You never dive solo because problems. So that's two things I did wrong. Had about 1.5 foot visibility and lost my dive buddy. The next thing I'm about to do wrong is, so you start the dive and you go in at the old bridge, which has the center section removed, and you ride/swim the current west. And the bridge, the new Ponquag Bridge, goes north and south. And then you go under, where the boats are above you, to the north, and there's lobsters there, and you get lobsters. And then when the water either goes slack or goes east again, you head south, cross under the boats that are trafficking above you, and head east to get out of the water. So, I was on the north side of the center section of the bridge, and the water started flowing east. It was time to get out, time to exit the dive. So I'm heading south, and I have 1 foot visibility, and a few feet over my head I've got boats, lots of boats going east and west through the center section of the bridge. My compass started spinning. I started letting panic take hold of me, and my breathing rate, breathing is very important when you're scuba diving. My respiration rate, went super high. I was getting a little panicked. I was letting it. It's easy to get, at least for me, when I put the hood on, I'm almost never claustrophobic. But when you put the hood on for your wetsuit, I get claustrophobic. Not with the mask, the hood. I don't know if it's that it's covering your ears or what, but yeah, that makes me claustrophobic. So, I realized what was going on, and I'm like, hey, I can't surface and figure out where I am because I'm going to get hit by a boat. I need to think about this. So actually, I'm feeling the onset of panic. My respiration is like, whoop, going high. I'm like, we need to fix this. So I actually laid on the bottom. I changed my buoyancy and I'm like just laying chest on the bottom. Got my breathing under control. This is one of those situations where you realize I could make the wrong decision and end up badly injured or dead. Or let me work this out, get my crap under control, and work into a better situation. So, am I no, I'm not self-driving, I'm still manual driving. Alright. So I laid on the bottom, got my respiration under control. My compass is spinning because I think there's power wires and just metal under the bridge. My compass is useless. I'm like, how am I going to figure this out? I got 1.5 foot visibility. I'm a solo diver under boats, unable to navigate with my compass. I'm like, all right. Once I got my breathing under control, I then thought about it. I'm like, hey, I don't know north, south, east, west, but I know the current is flowing west, and if I swim perpendicular to the current, which would be south, in other words, the current, let's see, beast mode. Higher concentration maneuver coming up. Alright. Okay, so pretty much I swam south, what I knew to be south, until I was shallow, in shallow water, and could look up, so now I'm clear of boats, and get my bearings, because then my compass was working because I was not under the bridge anymore, and figure out where to go. So what Val was talking about, controlling your breathing rate, controlling your heart rate, which I don't know anything about, is super critical when you're in a panic situation. The second plane crash I had took a long time, from when the canopy opened up on the plane, crap flew out of the cockpit, and took a foot off the propeller. When you're at your maximum limit of adrenaline and concentration for minutes, there were points where I'm like, I just want to give up. It's too much work. It's too hard. And you got to work the situation. So from the adrenaline and concentration panic mode perspective, let's go through the situation. I think I was at like 6,000 feet. I was just below the cloud layer. I was going to go above, and I'm kind of excited that I did not, because that would have sucked. I was over Pine Bluff, Arkansas, and I forget whether I was 4,000 or 6,000 feet, but the canopy flew open, crap went through my propeller, took about a foot off the propeller. I kept the engine running. I probably should have shut down. A couple of things I could have done different. I think below me was the highway, and I could have landed on a highway, but at that point, I grabbed the GPS, and I couldn't figure out how to punch the nearest control to find the nearest airport. It took me a few seconds. It seemed like, might have been instantaneous, but it seemed like a few seconds. I was like, I don't know how to work a GPS. I punched nearest airport, and I got heading in that direction. I had thought I could glide, and nobody knows the glide ratio of a plane that has an open canopy. I mean, I know my glide ratio is better than 10 to 1 with a clean airplane, but open canopy with a frick knows. So, I thought I could make it, I think it was like 6 nautical miles to the nearest airport, but that wasn't the case. My vision, I guess because the wind hitting my eyes at over 100 miles an hour, kind of blurred my vision, I guess, changed the shape of my lens or whatever, not lens, it would be your cornea, whatever. So, I could see the instruments, but I actually wasn't checking airspeed, etc. to figure that, or altitude. I was just like seat of the pants flying everything. It was like I had no instrument panel at all. But yeah, it did take it was like panic. Alright, you're the one that's going to save your ass. Let's get it under control. Alright, it's like, alright, nearest airport. And that's what I did. Now, when we talk in aviation about nearest airport, let's land at an airport, because that's where I've always landed before. So, I tried to get to an airport and ended up landing on a road in the right lane, and there was more in the left lane. I'm probably landing at about 100 miles an hour. The car's probably, not that I was heavy on the brake, locking the brakes up. So you just see, skid marks, and my left main wing hit the back windshield of a little car, little Toyota, I think. And apparently the most dangerous event of the day was not getting shot by a drug dealer. Down the flyingRich. Alright, and do I have to maneuver? Yes. So, yeah, I was driving the Genesis Coupe. Love that car, 6-speed, manual transmission, 3.8 liter, 348 horsepower, torque and differential, which means, and brembo brakes, which the torque and differential means you go through rear tires. That's what that means. That torque and differential lives wearing rear tires. And what am I running? I'm running the Hankook's, which is a reasonable street tire. Rain type street tire, definitely not all-terrain. Oh man, alright. So we're in a good area, we got a lot of clean air, and if I was a better software developer, I would have rewrote some of the code on my Comma AI autopilot to allow higher speeds. But I didn't. What do we got here? Bob, how are you? Good morning. Where's Rich? Road trip. So first stop on the road trip is Gainesville to see Hank Strange. The second stop on the road trip is Babyface P, co-host of Hank Strange. I'm doing the Hank Strange tour. Third stop on the road trip is Safety Harbor Firearms, Walter Keller, another co-host of the Hank Strange Show. So it is the Hank Strange Tour road trip today. And at Hank's, I have an HKVP9 waiting for me, Hank's and FFL. And I just kind of figured in the next month I would be stopping by Hank's, which I did. So now I'm doing it because he's actually leaving town today. Minor local road trip for him. And I don't think Patrick, I don't know if Patrick's going anywhere. I don't think Patrick's going anywhere until January. And the Kellers at Safety Harbor Firearms are going someplace next week. So, and I may actually have a job soon, for which I got a like greet/interview call today. All right, how do I navigate this? Do I do a double lane change, or do I just chill? Is that guy from Vermont? I can't tell on the plate. All right, got the car behind me. All right, autopilot on. Okay, we are opening up. Not really. I probably should pass this pickup truck. So he's not accelerating. He's being kind. He's exiting the left lane. We're e-manual driving. And hopefully that car that got behind me quick wasn't somebody I don't want to meet. No blue lights, no blue lights. No blue lights. And I'm going to drop into the right lane for a moment. Yeah, I'm kind of driving blind because I have Waze on my phone and I'm live streaming on my phone. Now I have an Android phone, Samsung. I could do a split screen and have Waze show up, or what I could have done is plugged into or connected to the Android Auto system in this car and has Waze on the screen, which probably would have been smarter. Alright. I have an unknown vehicle behind me pacing. Not passing, but pacing. And I have a stupid amount of clean air ahead of me, which would have been excellent for driving. Alright, what do we got going on here? What a strange trip, yes. Always tailgate. Yeah, I don't know if it's called tailgating in New York or not. There's definitely a city driving mode. I've had a couple of cars, or the family, we had this, was it a 69 Fleetwood Cadillac, or a big four-door Cadillac. And that was the first Cadillac my dad got. And it was right at the energy crisis, whatever. And my dad figured out, because people were like fire selling their gas guzzlers, it would be cheaper to drive a gas guzzler than buy like a newer Toyota or Honda and get better mileage. So my dad bought this car. It was beautiful. The interior, oh my gosh. By today's standards, it's got nothing but, mid-70s. It had an F-ton of cool stuff on the interior. I think the car had like a cigarette lighter at every seat. Like there are at least 4 or 5 cigarette lighters in the car. Like one at each door. There was a center ashtray for the driver. And there was a cigarette lighter there. So, okay. The cool thing about that car is it was like a collision magnet. Everybody was hitting that car. There was not a straight piece of sheet metal on that car. It was freaking amazing that way. And you had a 472-inch Cadillac. I don't think any of the cars we had the 500 cubic inch motor. But the 472 Cadillac engine, back in those days, the big engines, so vintage cars I had at that time were like Oldsmobile Delta 88, it's not a Delta 98, so it's a Delta 88, it's an Oldsmobile 98, and I've had 350s and 455s in those. The 472 in the Cadillac, so when you hit the gas, the car would rock from the torque in the engine. It was so cool. I don't know, drag racing those cars, against modern cars like the Lexus that definitely does not have that characteristic in its personality, or the Genesis Coupe that absolutely does not have that characteristic in its personality. Different vehicles. But the great thing about it, so it was reasonably fast with a 472, heavy car. Reasonably fast for that vintage, but it was the scariest effing thing on the road because nobody wanted to get close to you because the car looked like a refugee from a demolition derby. So very, very fun to drive car. You had every luxury, everything in the car worked. AC, had telescoping steering wheel, power seats, power windows, power trunk. And again, in the 70s, that was like creme de la creme luxury in a car. It had everything. And looked like the biggest crap box on the planet. Like I said, a refugee from a demolition derby. So, yeah, the feeling of power and invincibility in that car was amazing. And knowing that nobody wanted to challenge you on the road as far as, you better get out of his lane, because that guy doesn't care. Right? The only thing that would have made it better is put some big aggressive push bars on the car. That would have... I guess I could have done this drive. Because of the length of the drive, I did select this vehicle as opposed to the Genesis Coupe. I may have been able to get better mileage in the Genesis Coupe. Oh my gosh, windshield washer fluid low. Thank you for that alert. Thinking about all the sensors on cars now versus the 1970s vehicles. I actually built a sleeve. I did it with copper pipe. It was a sleeve that I insulated. So I cut the heater hose that went to the cabin heater of the car and did a sleeve around copper pipe and put washer fluid in this jacket that was insulated, and then spray onto the windshield. So many people said you'll crack your windshield. You won't. I did see a short recently talking about putting hot water on your windshield. They said not to. It wasn't that it will crack. It was for another reason. I forgot what it was. And I will not be discussing the speed I'm traveling at. Let's see. Just turning the fan on for the cooling seat. Dang! And truck in the right lane doing about 70-ish. There was somebody behind the truck that was doing 70-ish, and they decided to get in the left lane and go 71 past the truck. But, all right, they're out of the way. Reasonably clean air. Whoa! All right. Kudos to this guy in the left lane ahead of me. He saw me coming up and moved over. Thank you, thank you. Kissimmee, 50-something miles. So we're doing good, time-wise. So, first off, I have zero ability to do it solo. That's 100% true. I've always admired and entertained myself with the thought of running the Cannonball, which is from the Cannonball Garage in New York City to, I don't know, it was in Venice Beach, California. And with COVID and a lack of people on the road, some crazy high records have been set, which the cars, I'm not sure what top speeds they're hitting, but they got to be consistently doing probably above 150, and at some periods of time pretty damn close to 200 miles an hour, which, being that I have no data, and I guess Ed Bullion would be the keeper of the knowledge on it, and Ed and I are not friends, and he doesn't talk to me. Hey, we got blinking lights, 60 miles an hour. Dang. All right, car drive. Is there an opportunity? Let's see. So, you hear about all of the record-setting Cannonball runs. You've never, or at least I have never heard, about people documenting their Cannonball failures. So, you have different types of failure modes. You could have a mechanical problem, or you could get frickin' arrested because you're driving stupid fast. So we're coming into a work zone, it says, but I see no work. They're asking us to slow down. Uneven lanes. Dude, how many years has it been? Or are they done with that work? All right, now I see flashing lights. All right, let the car drive. So, yeah, I'm assuming there would have to be a larger number of Cannonball failed attempts than Cannonball successes, and they would consist of police interceptions and vehicle malfunctions, whether it's tire failing, God forbid, some sort of accident. All right, they got cones that are off the edge of the shoulder. Nice new pavement here. I see nobody working. Yeah, and I see all the equipment off on the edge of the road. What are the dudes saying? Night Custom Builds, what's up, man? Play Captain Chaos. Oh my gosh, I love those movies. Those were freaking great. All right. Yeah, so different people running the Cannonball would do it strategically different. They would have some guys' philosophy would be that they would locally have guys sprint ahead of them and, basically pick up the cops. Then the logic became that if they started connecting the data, and this was something interesting that Bill Bratton when he was police commissioner in New York City did. I'll get to that. And I actually did work for Bill Bratton at a company years ago, at the turn of the century, 23 years ago. So, the other people have done the cannonball, like solo, with zero support except for the refueling. So there's some interesting tactics and techniques. With the times and speeds of the cannonball, you would almost have to have like an aircraft running ahead of you with like night vision to give you, surveillance for the ride, which again is all doable. I know people, and just because they're posts, not like I don't know these people. On social media. So Alex Troy, I think he has a helicopter license. I think Amelia Hartford started taking flying lessons. I don't know where she is on that. But yeah, you could get a crew together. And unfortunately, we're not talking Cessna here. We're talking better and more expensive than a Cessna. So Cessna 172 tops out a little over 100 miles an hour. So you need to be flying pretty much closer to 200 miles an hour. So an airplane like I have in pieces to be able to do that. So how is it I feel okay admitting I own an airplane, but every time I say Lexus, I get kind of cringy? And maybe it's because my airplane was more expensive than this Lexus, less expensive than my wife's Lexus. But if you adjust for time period, whatever. And what am I doing sitting here, yakking, when I could be manually driving? Dang. Alright, so I got myself in a situation here. Alright, double lane change coming up. Oh. Alright, so two stories. One, I live in a neighborhood in Florida, Jupiter, Florida, where Burt Reynolds had a ranch and a private airport, which is now a housing development. So, I've never met Burt Reynolds. I love Smokey and the Bandit. Most of his movies I watched many, many, many times and deeply enjoyed. So it would have been super cool to meet him. And he had a museum, and I never went to it. And I wish I did. But, okay, so Bill Bratton. What Bill Bratton was famous for. Now, Bill Bratton was famous for computerizing the NYPD or using computer data. And I'll get to why that's important. The fun fact is Bill Bratton at the company I work for did not have a computer in his office. And him and the owner of that company would have their emails printed and faxed to them by their administrative assistants. I'm going to turn this light off. Wait, hold on. How much light do I need? If I hit this light? Nah, that's no good. Alright, I'm going to leave that light on. So, how many people? I can't say. People watching, 11 thumbs up, thank you guys. So the computerization that Bill Bratton was credited with at the NYPD was one of the things. What people knew is there were different precincts in New York City. Now, New York City is 5 different counties. It's Kings County, which is Brooklyn, Queens County, which is Queens, Manhattan, Staten Island, and the Bronx. Did I do that right? I didn't count. people, the perps, would know that you could actually go to an intersection and it would be 4 different precincts. So if you committed a crime in the northeast corner of that intersection and crossed the street, no cops would be looking for you. And they figured, the perps figured that out. And what they did is they merged the data. So now, I'm not sure of the techniques they used, but basically what they stopped was the ability for somebody to like knock over a bodega in the northeast corner on one block and just jaywalk and be scot-free. There are also plots based on mass transit, subway crimes, and I'm assuming bus crimes, but probably subway. And we're driving by a garbage dump. How do I know? So the last time I went to Safety Harbor Firearms, I'm coming back, it's dark, and I mean dark, it's just a little past 5 p.m. I'm driving out of Tampa. Please don't get ahead of me. Please don't get ahead of me. Please hit the gas if you're getting ahead of me. What is wrong with you? Like, if you see a car coming fast, like, I've quietly been driving behind this tractor trailer at 70 miles an hour for over an hour, but I see this car in the left lane going fast. I will have to stop him. All right, can I turn the light? Yes. No? Yeah. Not a little longer. So it's getting light out. I don't know if I can see a sunrise because it's overcast. Yeah. No. Who is there? I see a new icon. I can't read. Sorry. All right, what am I doing? Doing lane change. Yeah, why not? Looks like a tractor trailer in the left or some truck. Didn't want to be behind somebody in the right. And let's see how quick he clears the left lane. He now has sufficient clearance to lane change, but did not. It's like a pickup truck with a 5th wheel in it. He's got, I don't know what on the back, but it's almost the size of a trailer on a tractor trailer. Yeah, he's hogging the left lane. Yeah, no sunrise. Alright, I am not a fanboy of any product, but I gotta tell you, this car rides smooth. Alright, so let's see. Nobody's around me. What we got there? This message was held for review. Potentially. Got it. Whatever. Alright, I guess I can't see the message. Benny Ballistics! Hey, what's up, man? Countries or boroughs? Counties or boroughs, yes. Boroughs, yeah. Love the smell of garbage dump in the morning. So if Benny Ballistics is a moderator, so he can either post or not post the comment. So yeah, man, I am Mr. Ballistics. I am heading to Hanks. Don't know what my ETA is. Then Patrick Babyface P, and then Walter Keller, and then I'm going home. And at 10 p.m. tonight, we're doing a Christmas video on Lake John Crook Live. And Coop is going to join us. So I haven't talked to Coop in a long time. Let's see. help me. Been unassisted because I'm live streaming. So let's see, how long have I been broadcasting and telling stories for? I think it's over an hour. It might be appropriate for me to drive. An hour and 16 minutes. Alright guys, anybody got any questions? Anything? Alright, I did go to the doctor yesterday. EKG was good. My blood pressure it's not high, it's elevated, which I think goes along with my weight. I'm within a couple of pounds of my all-time high, which there's so much good tasting food out there. I gotta work on that. A couple of reasons. Blood pressure, snoring, sleep apnea, getting better rest, which means I need to lose about 20 pounds, which sucks. A lot of weight. I gotta get on the spin bike at least 30 minutes every day. I gotta do it. I did a ride, was it yesterday? Day before yesterday? Day before yesterday. So today's Wednesday, Monday, I guess. It's tough keeping up at the resistance settings. I'm like just a smidge below. For most of the ride, for a 30-minute ride, I was able to keep up with the instructor. My wife has a Peloton, so okay. But yeah, it's a challenge. I know my endurance is a fraction of what it is. Now the good thing is people that do this stuff tell you that your endurance fades fast, but it does come back fast with regular exercise. So yeah, I gotta work that better, more betterer. Alright, my wife hates when I butcher words, which I intentionally do. And then she says them sometimes because she's used to hearing it, and then gets mad at me because I have infected her with that mind virus. So, it's funny, a lot of, I'm zipping down the highway here, going north on the Florida Turnpike. I am somewhere south of Orlando. Let's see, Orlando is 2 hours away, and I've been an hour and 10 minutes driving, or so, hour and 15 minutes driving. So we're probably 45 minutes south of Orlando. Nice. Thank you for getting out of the plane. A lot of leafy trees changing colors here. There's some pines and not a lot of palms. And I think this far inland in Florida, if there's palm trees, somebody planted them there, because palm trees are typically a coastal type thing. Yeah, not one palm tree in sight. So lots of pines, lots of leafy trees with brown leaves. Yeah, we did have, weather into the 50s. So I guess that would trigger. I mean, you can go winter in Florida, at least in my neighborhood, and leaves do not change colors. goes on full, you push it twice, it goes on 1, you push it a third time, it goes on 2, you push it a fourth time, it goes off. Whatever. It's not logical to me. Yeah, running my mouth makes the trip go quicker, and thank you, Bob. So, yeah, I think I'm gonna drop off, and yeah, running my mouth keeps me a couple of things. One, awake, and 2, prevents me from eating. Because it seems like truck drivers typically, 1, you're not having the best diet on the road, and 2, oh man, that reminds me of my buddy Tracy Holtz is in Lakeland, Florida. So back in the day, what's Tracy's YouTube channel? He had he was doing aquaponics, which is fish in hydroponics. So it's hydroponics with fish. And he was doing a YouTube channel on that. And then Tracy moved to Florida and started trucking. And I don't know if he started a new channel. I can't remember. Actually, I might be able to visit Tracy Holt's Machine Gun America. So I was sighing for that billboard. Congestion 16. No congestion. This is why I need a damn airplane. Because, let's see, the trip to Hanks would probably be, not even a 2-hour trip in the airplane, as opposed to 3 or 4 in the car, and then popping over 8 minutes to get to Safety Harbor. Now what that means is either you get a loaner car at the airport, which a lot of the FBOs do for free, or, interestingly, some airports have agreements with rental agencies. They'll have a car waiting for you. So no paperwork, nothing. Like, you pre-fill all that crap out, and you just pick up the keys and go. Credit card, all that, man, blah, blah, blah. So that's kind of cool. So either you got 3 options, I guess. Somebody meets you at the airport, FBO loans you the FBO car, or you get a rental. So flying private is almost never cheaper than flying commercial, unless it's the holidays and you throw a couple of people in your plane. Then it's dramatically cheaper. But the ability to go where you want, when you want, is amazing. And the ability, I would be able to pop in at Safety Harbor. It wouldn't be a big deal. Or Hanks, or Patrick's, or whatever. Even flying a Cessna would be an advantage, if you're going 100 miles an hour. Oh, can I turn the light off? Yes! I don't have to have the light. Alright, do we have a new message here? Oh, yeah, Kurt. How does Walter make his suppressed 50 so quiet? To do it. Yeah, no, it's not a trade secret. He's talked about it. So, Walter, I forget which company it was, but he traded a 50 cal for a 50 cal suppressor. What company was I was on that podcast. So yeah, I could get a suppressor for my 50. But apparently there's a formula for length of barrel for, a 50 cal load. So length of barrel, suppressor, weight of projectile, and you work up a load. And literally the 50 cal suppressed was like shooting a 22 suppressed. So yeah, I'll ask Walter to do a video on that talking about it, because I don't believe it's any kind of trade secret. I believe the information's out there. So stupid people. And all right, now that I did an hour of driving in the dark and that I can see, do I want to leverage? I want to leverage the Waze application, which I should have started off with split screen, which I didn't. I watched a YouTube video, and so this car is a hybrid, and they say you shouldn't drive hybrids at high speeds for prolonged periods of time. And I think they're talking about heating of the battery. But the battery has a cooling system. But the motors have a cooling system. Anyhow. Yeah, I'm not real sure. They said it was not good for the battery. I'm looking at the power. Oh, I can flip the screen. Let's see if I hit that button. Ooh. Oh, that looks pretty. So that's showing, all right, so occasionally you see the battery putting power to the wheels, but right now the internal combustion engine, if you can see that on the right, is putting power to the wheels and the battery and charging the battery. We are low washer fluid. And I should be reaching for my sunglasses while passing. Just checking if there's any data on the screen that would like totally dox me. Alright, so yeah, just for moments. Now this car has front and rear electric motors. The gasoline engine is front-wheel drive only. Universal via Ford, 21 miles. Who's that on the side of the road? Okay. Alright, Kurt, hold on. Let me pass the truck. Disney World exits. I finally nailed down, or somebody explained to me, what Disney World and Disneyland, I never got that right. Because Disney in Florida is huge. It's Disney World. Because Disney in California is not huge. It's Disneyland. So that's how it was explained to me. This segment, alright, so this is a segment of the turnpike that there are lights, which I appreciated when I was driving here at night. Because the majority of the turnpike there are no lights whatsoever. Alright, and we're going to be into dirty air. So I am going to let the car drive. So what does Kurt say? Been watching a bunch of hits. 2017. My wife has a 2020. I don't know that there were any changes between those year models. And I was it 20. Yeah, so I know 2019, 2020, there was a facelift upgrade, whatever. There was a technology upgrade. My wife so my hybrid experience is the Lexus RX 450, 2017, 2020, and the 2017 Hyundai Sonata Hybrid. And I test drove, I think it was a Kia Hybrid. So, all right, let's talk hybrid technology. One thing I didn't like about the Hyundai Sonata, great car, was a 4-cylinder. Not a fan. It was normally aspirated 4-cylinder. People would say mid-sized car, but it was a decent-sized sedan. The electric drive, and I don't know, I actually wrote Engineering Explained a comment asking him to hit on this topic, but I'm not real sure about it. So, when you consider vehicle mass, something like a 4 or turbo 4 in a mid-sized vehicle to heavier vehicle, SUV vehicle, does the hybrid electric motor that provides 100% torque at 0 RPM, is that enough to offset the low torque engine and not cause substantial wear on those systems? That's my question that I'm postulating. Now, the V6 in the Lexus RX 450 is fully capable. There's a 350 model, so it's the same drivetrain, just minus the battery and the motors, electric motors. The 350 with a V6 is a fully functional, fully capable vehicle. So we know that the V6 system in the Lexus and Toyota is self-sufficient standalone. The electric motors, you don't need the torque offset. Which I guess the next question would be, what is the acceleration of like Lexus RX 450 or hybrid or Toyota Highlander hybrid versus the Lexus RX 350, which is not a hybrid, or the Highlander non-hybrid? So that would be a good question. The other thing is power delivery. The power delivery on this car is super, super smart. I would find myself in other vehicles so both the Hyundai and the Kia, when the hybrid, when the gasoline engine kicked in, you would feel like a kick in the boot, which I didn't like. That was kind of a shock to the system. It wasn't smooth power delivery. Now, this car has a CVT, and I've never been pro CVT except this car, because CVTs typically have been in lighter weight vehicles, so that the technology, I think, has evolved, and the CVT is viable in an SUV, so that's kind of impressive. The Hyundai Sonata Hybrid, like if you're stopped at a stop sign and like you hit the gas but you only have the 4-cylinder, you step on the gas like you're making a left turn, right turn from a stop at a stop sign and trying to accelerate because there's traffic coming. I would often get wheel spin because you would have inconsistent power delivery for the proportion of throttle that you have. So you're hitting the gas, hitting the gas, hitting the gas, no throttle, no power, no power. All of a sudden, boom, all the power. Kind of like a 4-speed 911 turbo. Which, that, I get chills thinking about it. I'm wondering how that car holds up to today. But that's another story. So the power delivery, couple of aspects of the RX 450 hybrid, which all RX 450s are hybrids, or the Toyota Highlander hybrid. It's also super smart because it's all-wheel drive, where my Envoy, which had an all-wheel drive mode, a four-wheel and a four-wheel low, I would get off the pavement outside of my garage, and I would spin a wheel getting back up on it. This car, if I get off the pavement because there's a drop-off, I've never spun a wheel. So very, very smart on the power delivery. Now we're comparing the 2007 Envoy. I know the stability control in New York once saved me on a bridge from spinning, like the bridge iced before the road. That was the one time in my life that ever occurred, because I felt it pulsing the brakes to keep me straight. So yeah, I felt the tail kick a little on that car. So it was smart enough to keep me from, spinning, but not so smart. All right, we are now 4 lanes. I've got a pickup truck and another car in the left lane. That probably should be in the left lane. Oh, dude, no signal and then getting in front of me. Dang. A lot of people just kind of mushing around, no signal, no distinct. And this dude kind of hogging the left lane. Thank you, dude. Maybe pay attention to the road. Don't podcast or live stream, and drive slow in the left lane. Alright, I'm getting hungry. The sky is pink over in the west. Let's see, how north are we heading? We're heading north. Oh, I wish I could read, but I'm in traffic. Alright, do I let the car drive? Let the car drive. Yeah, alright. I think I'm going to end the stream. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the thumbs up. You guys have a good day. I'm probably going to do a couple of more segments of the stream. And if I hired an editor, they could cut it, make it an interesting video, but it's all me. So guys, you have a good day. I will probably be popping back on at different locations and stuffs. Yay, no sunrise. Dang, yeah, I'm definitely getting hungry. Feeling it. Alright, my favorite road food for breakfast. Oh, they don't make it anymore. Dang! Was a ham, egg, and cheese croissant at Dunkin' Donuts, which has now gone the way of the dodo bird. They have some microwavable something that has ham, egg, and cheese in it, or Canadian bacon. What's Johnny 3 more say? Have a good day. Thank you. And all of you have a good day. With that,